Good morning, it is I, your host, Pogo Kiddo, with yet another amazing episode of Redstone Lapis Lazuli. Hello, welcome. Yes, isn't this, like, awesome? Oh, happy Sunday, happy Sunday. Yay, happy Sunday, isn't it nice? What a nice day today. My goodness. Um, yeah, I'm happy to be here. I'm thankful for all the wonderful blessings I have in my life. Uh, I hope I may share these blessings with as many people as I can. Uh, and I give thanks for all the goodness. Look at this great, like, colors. I can't get over these colors. These colors are amazing. So yeah, here I am, right? This is a skeleton spawner underneath me. And it's currently spawning skeletons right now, right as we speak. But you can't see it because of the nature of the RTX. But oh boy, is it nice. Basically, this is the on-off switch. It would turn on and off. And here's I'll show you. Why even explain it? Let's go show. So look here, right? Inside that is a skeleton spawner, which spawns skeletons nonstop. Inside here is all dark. No light gets through this glass. This is tinted glass, so no light can get through. That means this room is totally dark. It looks like it's lit up, but it's dark. Okay, now the skeletons will spawn constantly. Constantly spawning skeletons. And the water will cause them to go in here. Now, watch them kill each other. Kill each other, guys. Kill each other. That's right. Listen to them kill each other. Ah ha ha ha. That's right. A bunch of skeletons are going to kill each other. So normally I would turn the machine on and the machine would kill them. But Mojang introduced a bug that makes your tridents disappear. So I found a couple new tridents, but I need to clear it out first. Alright, it sounds like they killed each other. Throw a trident in there real quick. I think he got in there. I don't know. Let me turn it on and see what happened. Oh no, it's still in my inventory. I didn't make it. Okay. Nope, it's in my inventory again. Nope. Damn it. Come on, just stay down there. Nope. I'm trying to get this thing to go down there. Oh, I think it fell down. I think it went down. All right. La. It looks like they're dying. I don't know. Let me turn off my RTX. Yeah, they're dying. It's in there. Okay, yeah, so they die. Their drops go up to this item sorter. And if there's too much, they just got dropped on there. So I get bones, I get arrows, and I get ridiculous numbers of other stuff. And when this overflows, it's gonna fall off into there. But yeah, that's how this thing works. I just hang out. I mean, I literally just hang out. And I let the machine kill them all for me. until the trident disappears, and then I have to, like, you know. But yeah, that's how this machine works. That's the system. Some people might call this a Lego murder machine, murder system, but I just call it a mob farm. We're taking skeletons and converting them into bones where I can then put onto plants and then grow them. So the bones get turned into bone meal, which get turned into trees. So it works all the way around. I love this. This is a great machine. Okay, let me turn this off. And I love the lights. I love these lights. When the sun's right overhead, just right, the lights are awesome. So here's how it looks from outside. I mean, it's totally nondescript, right? It's just like a square. I mean, that's it. That's the whole thing. It took me like hours to do this. I couldn't get over how many hours it took me. Okay, let me show you some other stuff. If you notice that right there, right? Oh, what's that? What's this? What's this? La 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 la. Okay. So, here I am at my base, my main base, the main base. And I've made a few quality of life improvements. You'll see there's no like random elevator in the middle of the hall anymore. That was really annoying, having that elevator right in the middle. I'd fly in and out and always crash into it. So it's nice that thing is gone. It was also in the way of this elevator. So like now there's no way or no problem going up to the train station. I moved the elevator back over here. So now it's just over here. It's the same thing. I just moved it. It was over here. And I moved it to over there. And then I moved the beacon. I had to, like, it was gonna break everything I already made. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna make it a little higher. That way nothing gets broken. Yay! So it's the beacon. It's just a little higher than where it would normally go. Mojang released another beta, and in the new beta, all the Y levels below 0 get transformed into new cave generations. So this is an old saved chunk, but underneath, like right now, I can only go so far down. Watch. Let me show you what I'm talking about. I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. Da 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 da. Hey, oh my god, hey, there's quacky microwaves. I just saw it. Dude, I'm sorry I didn't quite catch you. Dude, I've got too many things going on. All right, there, dude. Hey, Quackit's microwave. Dude, I'm sorry. I didn't see it. Every time I'm too late in order to like catch the people who jump into my chat. I can never catch it in time. I never see it. But all right, hey, cool. I'm glad people are checking me out. Okay, so here's what I'm talking about, right? So once you get down to a certain like Y level 0, I'm at 7. Yeah, you see that? That's bedrock. I can't get around this. Poor Quacky, dude. I'm sorry I missed you. See, I get upset that no one wants to chat with me, and then when they do chat, I miss it. So when you get down to like Y level 0, you can't go any lower. It won't let you go any lower. So this is like the bottom of the world, basically. But with the new patch, all of this is going to get transformed, and you can dig deeper into to find new caves. So I'm excited for that. That gives me the inspiration to keep working on my world here, because I know it's not going to get wasted. Like it'll still be a useful world, and I can hook this thing back up. hook it back up and make it into a yeah, the mining rig again. All right, now for the train station improvements. All right, yeah, I have like a nice way down, a nice way up. I color coded all of the tracks, so they're all color coded. So when you go out here to look, all the tracks are color coded. Da 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 da. I mean, you can't quite see it at nighttime, but trust me, they're all color coded. And I've only got 2 lines so far, but I'm gonna start adding more. So let me show you how this works. Suppose I come in, I'm like, oh yeah, hey, I want to go somewhere. Let me go visit the village. I select my track, I hop in the cart, and it just selects the proper track for me. And away I go. So yeah, this is what I've been working on forever. It took me so long to get to this point. My goodness. But now I have a train station, a main base, a train line. I have a bone meal farm. I have a gold farm. I have an iron farm. I have all my villagers set up so that I can make any trades I need if I ever die. I mean, I'm pretty much set. I'm just going to start making stuff now. Just start making stuff. I mean, that's kind of what you do in Minecraft is make stuff. But yeah, the nice train line, so you don't need to have elytra wings in order to get to anywhere. Why is it so quiet? What's going on, dude? I think there's just a bug with the yeah, with the rails that it doesn't always make sound. So yeah, this line goes to the village that I'm working on rehabilitating. So I need to make a proper train station. This isn't really a train station. This is just like to unload villagers. And then I need to make more buildings because sleeping outside is no bueno. And then I need to make more beds, right? This guy needs a bed. Oh, I need a couple more beds. We have a couple of villagers who three villagers who have no beds. So I need a couple more villagers or a couple more beds, make a few buildings. And then yeah, I can maybe get an aquifer in here. Make or like aqueduct. Dude, I can make an aqueduct. That would be great. If I can make an aqueduct, yeah. Okay, anyways. So that's one train line. Ugh. Aqueducts. Yes. Trains. Trains make it incredibly easy. There are a lot of infrastructure investment. Don't get me wrong, right? It's a lot of work to make trains. But once you get the rails laid and you have a train system functioning, rails are amazing. In real life, I'm not even joking. In real life, they're amazing. I rode rails in China and in Japan and in Europe, and it was the best. It was the best. Trains are the way to go. I'm telling you, it's all about trains. Because it costs very little amount of energy to move a lot. Because you're on rails. And because you plan it so meticulously to like reduce the amount of gradient changes. Like you notice how this line has like no gradients and change. or changes in gradient. I don't like all the curves because they're not like the ride isn't as smooth with all those turns. It looks good, right? But when you ride it, it's not as smooth. So I'm reconsidering if I should redo this line to make it just straight with right angles. But yeah, this is how this works. Okay, and I want to go to here. Suppose I want to go to the resurrection base. Yeah, and that's it. It's just like over the ocean. Now, I've made this trip so many times over with elytra wings or with a boat. It took forever. It takes forever. So, I mean, I've just done it so many times because making that base was hard work. Yeah, I don't like it that the rail lines don't have any noise anymore. Now it's all quiet, like super quiet. Yeah, so like you see how much more pleasant that was of a ride just in a straight line. So yeah, so here's the resurrection base. I put the golems in a little jail so they won't ever kill me. Don't kill me, guy. Don't kill me. There's 2 golems in there, and a llama for company. I don't know. Like I don't know if this even works because the problem with disappearing tridents. Like there's one in there. Okay. Like I don't know what's with this one. Huh? Is there a trident in there? I can't see. No. So there's a disappearing trident. There's not one in there either. I see one there. I see one there. So yeah, Mojang has to fix the bug with the tridents. Otherwise they keep disappearing and these things don't work. I can't go finding tridents all the time. That takes forever. Yeah, I like that that new train station too. That's a nice design. I forgot who the guy was that I learned it from. I need to look that up again. But it's a nice little design. I mean, it costs more material, but if you're rich like I am in Minecraft, if you're rich in Minecraft like I am, then yeah, no problem. It's no problem. So yeah. I'm excited for the new patch to come out. That's gonna be neat to have all brand new adventures, to have a bigger world, and new things to see, and new caves to explore. Like I'm not sure what the shulker sensor is gonna do. I have no idea how to use that. So I'll have to like figure that one out. Okay. So yeah, there's that. Quality of life changes. Um I just want to hang out with the skeletons. I'm not with the skeletons, but watch them die. It's a fantastic murder system, but it's not really murder because they're undead, right? How do you kill that which does not live? And they would kill me if I let them. So it's more like defensive system. It's a defensive system. Purely defensive. Is it? See, the trident disappeared. Yeah, the trident's gone. Like there was a trident down there, and now it's not gone. So instead of these guys dying, they just hang out. It's that bug. It's that trident bug. Until Mojang fixes it. All right, I'm gonna hang out here and talk. Oh yeah. So real quick. So as you know, up in Washington, there's this big hoopla about passing the reconciliation bill, the infrastructure bill. Oh, will it pass? Will it pass? This sounds exactly like the thing that happened 10 years ago. 10 years ago, it was the exact same thing with Obamacare. More coffee. 10 years ago, it was the exact same thing with Obamacare. The Democrats controlled the House, the Senate, and the presidency, and they saw that healthcare needed to get passed. So they worked real hard after 2 years of trying to wrangle it through, and in the end, they ended up passing a Republican bill at the end of it. After the end of 2 years of Democrat control of the government, they passed a Republican bill and then spent the next 10 years defending the Republican bill from Republicans who attacked it. So now, 10 years later, we're going to do the infrastructure bill. In 2018, the GOP passed a tax bill that gave $10 trillion over 10 years to the richest people in the United States. So look at here. This is $10 trillion. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, $10 trillion. So what does that look like? Oh, Let me pull it up. I should have pulled this up ahead of time. I didn't think I was going to do this. I didn't know I was going to do this. Tax. So this is what taxes looked like back in the day. Or this is 2018. This is what Donald Trump did. This is what the Republicans did. It used to be up here, you know, so this is 70% of total tax rate of all the taxes together. And in the 1950s, when you were one of the richest people in America, you got taxed like 70, 80%. They were not joking. They were not joking. But the Republicans and Donald Trump passed a tax plan in 2018 that changed the taxes to be like this. So if you make very, very, very little money, your effective tax rate was 26%. If you make very, very little money, they take 26% of what little money you have. All right. But if you're a billionaire in 2018, the Republicans think you should pay very little taxes, maybe like 23%. So if you're the richest person in America, Republicans think you should pay the least amount of taxes. The more money you have, the less money you should pay, is what Republicans say. And the less money you have, the more money you should pay, according to Republicans. They already passed this bill. They already passed it. They passed it through reconciliation, which requires only a bare majority. Democrats could not filibuster the bill. They had the filibuster, but they couldn't use it because reconciliation is a magic thing where you can't use filibuster. So Republicans passed this bill. And that's why, and this is what that bill looks like. It costs $10 trillion over 10 years. And that's what happened. Now, Democrats are trying to pass their bill, right? It costs $3.5 trillion over 10 years. All right. It does not go to the richest top 400 people. It does not go to the top 400 richest people in America. That $3.5 trillion is going to go to making roads and bridges and infrastructure and solar power plants. Who works making those things? Is it the top 400 richest people? No, they don't work. Come on. They don't work at all. No. Regular Americans will be making roads, bridges, solar power plants, cable lines, fiber optics, internet, social services, all those amazing things. 3.5 trillion is going to go here to the people who actually work. Not 10 trillion to the top richest 400 people when you drop their tax rate from here down to here. No, 3.5 trillion to the working people, to the people who work. And it doesn't just evaporate like it does when you give it to rich people. This gets transformed into a bridge. Bridges don't go away. Rails don't go away. Telephone lines don't go away. When you help feed a senior a meal, that senior gets fed. It doesn't go away. They ate food when they wouldn't normally not eat food, when they would normally not get food. So provide services, provide infrastructure, 3.5 trillion. That's awesome. That's awesome. Look how much less it costs compared to what the Republicans have already passed for the richest 400 people in America. Look how much little this is. And yet, we already have people complaining about this. We already have people complaining about this. You have about this bill right here. This bill right here. There's a guy in my representative. My representative here in the 5th District of Oregon his name is Kurt Schrader. He is a he calls himself a Democrat, but he actually helps out Republicans all the time. So Kurt Schrader is owned by the pharmaceuticals. What did I do with my Kurt Schrader stuff? Schrader 1, there we go. So let's look at this. Kurt Schrader. Oregon Rep. Kurt Schrader defended his decision to block a bill that would lower prescription drug prices amid accusations that his connections to the pharmaceutical industry influenced his vote. This was by Stephanie Villers. Okay. On Wednesday, Schrader and 2 other conservative Democrats on the House Energy and Commerce Committee joined Republicans in voting against the drug pricing plan. The bill, part of President Biden's infrastructure package, failed to pass, but a similar version is still alive in another committee. So look at Schrader, a conservative Democrat, joined with the Republicans to stop Biden's bill. Schrader joined with Republicans to stop Biden's bill. Why would Schrader join with Republicans to stop Biden's bill? Why would he do that? According to Open Secrets, a group tracking money in politics, Schrader has received $614,830 from the pharmaceutical industry since he began his career in Congress. He received $144,252 of that during the last election cycle, more money than any other industry that donated to his campaign. Schrader also reportedly inherited a fortune from his grandfather, who was a top executive at Pfizer. Why would Schrader vote against the Democrats and with the Republicans to stop a bill that would lower drug prices? Because he's owned by the drug companies. That's why. It's super clear. He's not a Democrat. He's a Republican. He serves the drug companies. He doesn't serve Oregon. He serves the drug companies. Kurt Schrader is owned by the drug companies. So I will never, ever, ever vote for Kurt Schrader ever again. Never, never, never again. When asked about accusations these connections influenced his vote, Schrader said he understands how he looks, but instead his track record shows he is tough on the industry. No, it doesn't. It shows that you vote with Republicans. You voted with the group that wants to overthrow the United States. Schrader associates with the group that wants to overthrow the United States. That's who Schrader hangs out with. He doesn't hang out with Americans who want to preserve the Constitution. Schrader votes with the people who want to overthrow the United States. What does that make Schrader? If Pharma thinks they're buying a vote, they're getting a bad deal, I don't think so, Schrader. Dude, you just sided with the Republicans over and over again. Because this isn't the first time Schrader has sided with the Republicans to vote against something his own party was pushing. In December 2020, Schrader was one of 2 House Democrats to vote against the $2,000 stimulus checks. In March, he again broke with his party to vote against a pandemic relief bill. So Schrader is voting over and over with the party that wants to overthrow the American government. And he literally comes from the drug company. His dad worked for the drug companies. He's literally a drug company baby. He's a drug company baby. And boy, howdy, is he paying them off. He is working for those drug companies so hard. He is going to destroy Biden's agenda for the drug companies. He doesn't give an F about Oregon. He doesn't give an F about Oregon. He cares about Pfizer. That's who he cares about. It's clear. It's real clear who Kurt Schrader serves. It's Pfizer. But Sinema is no better, right? Sinema is no better. Kristen Sinema has already said that she will not accept any corporate or income tax rate increases. So what Sinema is saying, so this was the rate, this was the tax rate during Eisenhower, 1950s, right? The top 400 richest people paid a tax rate of like 70%, right? That's how come the United States today has the interstate highway system. Back before Eisenhower, we didn't have the interstate highway system. We had a bunch of old country roads crisscrossed, going all over the place, and it was a pain in the butt to get to anywhere. There was no direct route to go anywhere. So transporting goods from one part of the country to another was real difficult. Eisenhower went to Germany in World War II. He saw the Autobahn. He's like, damn, that's a good idea. That Autobahn, that's a good idea. I'm going to take that idea. And he did. He brought that idea and he brought it here to the United States to make the interstate highway system. So that instead of a bunch of little dinky roads that go all over the place, poorly maintained, we have these gigantic highway systems that connect the whole country, so that distributes goods throughout the entire country via truck. We have awesome roads. Our roads are great. You know, I went through some of the old roads in Japan, and it was crisscross craziness because they tried overlaying, because Japan existed before the car existed. So their roads were made for before the car. So their roads aren't very efficient for the car travel. So they have to overlay on top of their existing road system a highway system. The United States didn't really have much of, had a bunch of open, empty space. So it was easier for the United States to just overlay a highway system on top of our roads. But the way to do that was real expensive. And how he paid for that was he taxed the richest people a bunch of money. This is the tax rate. And if you were poor, if you had no money, look at your tax rate. It was like 15%. 15% if you were the poorest people. And if you're the richest people, it was 70%. Okay, but in 2018, Donald Trump and the Republicans changed it. They changed it. They said Eisenhower's way was no good. That Republican Eisenhower, he was no good. The interstate highway system that he built, that's great. It's a shame that he had to tax rich people. So today's Republicans reversed Eisenhower's thinking. So Eisenhower thought the richer you are, the more you should pay in taxes. But Republican, and the poorer you are, the less you should pay in taxes. But today's Republicans and Kristen Sinema reverse that thinking. They reverse it. They think the richer you are, the less you should pay in taxes. And the poorer you are, the more you should pay in taxes. This is Kristen Sinema, right? She does not want to change this. She says, I will not change this. This is the reflection of Kristen Sinema's values. And she will not change that. She will not change this. Kristen Sinema thinks poor people are the worst. That's why she wants them to pay the highest taxes. It's a reflection of her values. She really, really, truly believes poor people are evil. Kristen Sinema. And she truly believes the richest people in the entire world are the very, very best people. So she will not change this. So is that a reflection of the Democratic Party values? Does that match? I don't think so. That's kind of weird. How can she be a Democrat if she represents Republican values? Like, I hear her party is gonna like disown her pretty soon in Arizona. They're gonna do a vote of no confidence, which is great because I have no confidence in her either. Kristen Sinema. So Kristen Sinema thinks billionaires are the best people in the world. But how did billionaires get rich? How did billionaires get to become billionaires? Listen, there's only two ways to become a billionaire. Number one, you inherit it. Remember Kurt Schrader? Kurt Schrader is a drug company baby. Kurt Schrader inherited his money, his fortune, from his dad, who was an executive for Pfizer. That's why Kurt Schrader is all about helping rich people and not about helping Oregonians. He hates Oregonians. Obviously, right? Obviously, because his policies reflect that he helps the very, very richest and attacks the poorest. So you either inherit it like Kurt Schrader, or you engage in cold-blooded, merciless exploitation of the working class, a la Jeff Bezos. Jeff Bezos makes his workers at Amazon like piss in bottles and shit into bags. Jeff Bezos has a camera on the drivers as they're driving. And if someone cuts them off while they're driving, the camera yells at them. Jeff Bezos is evil. He's evil. But he's a billionaire. And Kristen Sinema doesn't want to change that. That's a reflection of Kristen Sinema's values to make workers shit in bags. If you make $156,000 a year, triple the U.S. median income, it would take you 6,410 years to earn $1 billion. If you make the federal minimum wage, it would take you almost 70,000 years to make $1 billion. And remember, Jeff Bezos has $100 billion. Not just one, but $100 billion. A billionaire is not working 70,000 times harder than a janitor. Labor is what creates wealth. Labor creates that wealth. That's why when you look at this and you put $10 trillion to the richest 400 people, that money is as good as gone. You might as well burn it because they're not going to use it. Those billionaires are just going to sock it away. They're just going to keep it. But $3.5 trillion is going to go into infrastructure, into something tangible, into what do you get for this $3.5 trillion? You're paying people to sell their labor. That's what you're doing. Over here, you're giving money to billionaires to burn, to sock away, to hide away. Here, you're putting money to regular people and you're exchanging labor for it. And what do you get for that labor? You get roads, bridges, infrastructure, social services, helping society become a better America. That's what you get. You get something for this. You get something for this. You get nothing for this. But this is what the GOP wants. And this is what Democrats want. So if you see anyone fighting against this, they're not Democrat, they're Republican. Republicans want nothing for poor people. That's why Republicans make poor people pay the highest in taxes. Kristen Sinema. Ms. Sinema of Arizona has privately told colleagues she will not accept any corporate or income tax rate increases. But recent discussions by Senate Democrats about adding a carbon tax to the bill to both combat climate change and help replace that revenue have run up against concerns raised by 3 House Democrats from Texas. Oh, so remember, Texas is all about burning oil to destroy the environment. So if you have a plan to stop hydrocarbons, they will fight you. Texas will fight you. So I don't know if these House Democrats from Texas are actually Democrats, if they're gonna help protect oil. That sounds like something Republicans would do. In a letter to Ms. Sinema and Mr. Manchin, they expressed their opposition to several provisions in the bill aimed at combating climate change, and also came out against increasing a minimum tax on overseas income from U.S. companies above where it was set in 2017 by Republicans. So you can see in the Democrats, there are a lot of bad actors who have no faith. Their values align more closely with Republicans than they do with Democrats. This is important to understand because it's starting to come up. It's starting to become apparent to me that things are coming, or things are building up, and I want as many people to understand what's going on, so that when that time comes, they can choose the correct side. I'm not saying you have to join the Democrats. I'm just saying don't be a Republican. So here we are again, right? Here's the Bernie Sanders infrastructure plan, $6 trillion. Here is the Republican counteroffer to the $6 trillion. It was $650 billion. So Bernie Sanders, ideal, right? $6 billion. Republican ideal. All right. So the Democrats compromised with $3.5 trillion. Right. But Manchin and Sinema are closer to the Republicans. And instead of Bernie Sanders, $6 trillion, and instead of the Democrats, $3.5 trillion, they want to go closer to the Republicans of 650. So they offer $1 trillion. That's their counteroffer. So Democrat, compromised Democrat, conservative Democrat, Republican. I would say these guys are more like Republicans than they are Democrats. Their plan is way closer to Republicans than Democrats. They're basically the negotiators for the Republicans. Whenever they talk, whenever they speak, it's the Republicans talking. They're bad people. These are bad people. Kurt Schrader's a bad person. I'm not going to vote for Kurt Schrader. That doesn't mean I'm going to vote for the Republican, because the enemy of Kurt Schrader, the thing that Kurt Schrader is running against, is not the Republican. Kurt Schrader is not running against the Republican. Kurt Schrader is running against apathy. Kurt Schrader needs to give Democrats a reason to vote for him, and he just took that reason away. Kurt Schrader told everyone, hey everyone, I'm actually a Republican. Vote for me if you want to vote for a Republican. That's what Kurt Schrader said. Well, I'm not voting for Kurt Schrader. I don't care if there's not another person on the ticket. I'm not voting for Kurt Schrader. So Democrats better get someone to primary Kurt Schrader, because he's not ever going to get my vote. And I'm going to make sure everyone knows not to vote for Kurt Schrader. Everyone's going to know not to vote for Kurt Schrader, because Kurt Schrader's word is no good. He's a dirty player. He says he's a Democrat, but he more closely aligns with Republicans on everything. Kurt Schrader's a bad guy. Okay, so the other day, Donald Trump had a rally, and I forget where. But those rallies are dumb because all they are propaganda things. He's just trying to stir up trouble. But I want to show you a picture here that helps to dispel Donald Trump. First of all, let's take care of the thing right in the foreground, right? This dude here. So this dude's got 47th because he's saying that Donald Trump is going to be the 47th president. He's saying he's mayor of MAGAville. He's got a tattoo on his chin that says suburban legend on his chin. That's kind of scary, dude. And he's got Richie Rich on his face with a diamond tattoo. Means he's big into materialism. Okay. And in the background, you see Donald Trump at his rally. But I want you to notice something. Remember, when we see the rally, we're only seeing a camera about right here, looking at him. So it looks like he has a gigantic crowd behind him. But when you see the edges of the crowd, it only fills the frame of the camera. There's actually nobody there. There's nobody there. He's talking to nobody on his teleprompter. You see him looking at his teleprompter right here and right here? He's got two teleprompters that he always uses. He's always using his teleprompters. He tries to blame Joe Biden for it, but he's right there using it, looking right at it. Of course. So I just want to dispel the mystique that Donald Trump tries to create about himself. No one's going to his rallies, dude. You have to pay people to go there, and you have to bunch them up to fill the camera. Otherwise, it's no one there. It's empty. Dude, you're lame. All right, what else we got? Levels of immunity. So I keep hearing a bunch of crap from anti-vaxxers who are saying, why, if the vax is so good, how come people get sick even if they get the vaccination? I'm telling you guys, the vaccination doesn't stop you from getting infected. Nothing can stop you from getting infected, right? Nothing can stop you from getting infected. I mean, you can physically not go next to a person. There are steps you can take to not get infected, of course. But in terms of something to inject in you to stop you from getting infected, I don't think it ever happens. What happens is that your body fights the disease so well that it doesn't have a chance to really replicate and spread out. So you still get sick. You just don't. It doesn't get so bad that it spreads. So here, let's look at this level of immunity. Right? Immunity is not like an on-off binary, like you are or you're not. It's not like that. It's a gradient. So, when you're at so it's more like a light dimmer than an on-off switch. So when you're totally immune, then your immune system will sterilize anything that comes into your body. It attacks it. All right. When you're not as immune, then you get infected, but you're asymptomatic. You have no idea that you're infected. You're infected, but you don't know. All right. When you're not quite as immune, you get a little bit of symptoms. A little sniff, a cough, nothing too bad, right? Then it gets worse. Then you're coughing pretty bad, and you're sneezing. You can't smell. You have no sense of taste or smell, nothing bad, right? And then I don't know what LRI means. Symptomatic. I don't know what that means. And then when you're not immune at all, you die. So what the vaccine does is it moves you away from this scary part and closer to the top, closer to up here. You want to get as close to sterilizing them as possible. But if you can't get there, then stay around here. The point of a vaccination is to make it so you don't get so sick that you need to go to the hospital. Because then if too many people need to go to the hospital, no one can go to the hospital for anything they really need. Like if they get a heart attack or something. So It's not an on-off switch. It's a gradient. That's why you get vaccinated. Where's my smallpox picture? I need to do that smallpox one real quick. No. Dude, I can't believe I don't have it here. Uh-oh. Don't die on me yet. Okay, hold on. Okay, hold on. Let's see. What do we got? I was gonna look for the smallpox. That's in 3. Yeah, right there. So look at here. Check this out. Both these kids have smallpox. They both have smallpox. They both. Like there's a few little dots on this one. Like a little right there, right? A few dots. A few right there. There's one right there. There's one right there. He has a few, right? This kid is like wrecked. That kid is wrecked. So this photo shows 2 children, both infected with smallpox. They were both infected from the same day, the same day from the same source. The one on the left was unvaccinated. The one on the right was vaccinated as an infant. So they both got smallpox, but this guy was closer to asymptomatic, and this kid was closer to like hospitalization and death. The vaccine didn't stop him from getting sick, and he could still potentially spread the virus, but by the time this photo was taken, he had only 1 or 2 spots that had already scabbed over, so he was well on his way to recovery. So the vaccine wasn't 100% effective in stopping infection or spread of the virus, but it did stop serious illness and drastically lessen the chance of spreading the virus. Sound familiar? Oh, and for the billionth time, masks don't protect you from catching the virus. They protect others from you spreading the virus when you're asymptomatic or pre-symptomatic. That's why doctors wear a mask when performing surgery. It's not like they're afraid of catching a broken bone or a bad hip. So this is the difference between vaccinated and unvaccinated. It's the same thing for COVID. It's the same thing for COVID. The same thing. You get if you're vaccinated and you get COVID, you might get a little bit sick, a little bit. If you're unvaccinated and you get COVID, you might die. Get vaccinated. There's a better picture of that. Levels of immunity, right? Even if you can't get to sterilizing, if you get up here just to stay out of the hospital, that's great. Just stay out of the hospital. Okay. This is an old comic, old cartoon, but it's still true. It hasn't gone anywhere. War, there's always money for war, right? Look at that. Look at the money for war. Tons of money. Everyone just bringing out more and more and more money for war. All for war. All right, look, how much did Afghanistan cost us? $6 trillion? Trillions of dollars? For what? For what? Look at healthcare. Gets nothing. Education, nothing. Sciences, nothing. Arts, nothing. But yet war gets all the money. This is so the moderates are extremists? Always have been. Yeah. Kristen Sinema, Joe Manchin, Kurt Schrader, they're Republicans. They're extremists. They're extremists. Kurt Schrader's an extremist. Joe Manchin is an extremist. Kristen Sinema is an extremist. This is extremism. Look how close they are to Republicans who are actual Nazis. If it looks like a duck, talks like a duck, sounds like a duck, walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, tastes like a duck, it's probably a duck. Manchin and Sinema are extremists. They're extremists. Democrats are mainstream. This is mainstream. This is extremism. This is extremism. Those are terrorists. We're at an interesting moment where moderate members of Congress, those are the conservative Congresses, who also happen to be leading recipients of pharma, are trying to derail a moderate president and his extremely popular policies, while progressives are pulling out all the stops to keep Biden's agenda on track. Like, what the F? I would rather be voting for this. For me, this is where it's at. This is the deal. It's stupid that I have to defend this against Republicans. Manchin and Sinema, Republican extremists. These are extremists. It's silly. I have to defend a moderate bill from extremists. But that's where I'm at. Yeah, Sinema is at this moment the country's chief champion of one of Trump's chief domestic policy legacies. So Kristen Sinema is fighting hard for Donald Trump to hold on to Donald Trump's gains. Donald Trump cut the taxes of billionaires, and Sinema would defend that cut to billionaires, because Sinema is actually a Republican. Sinema is actually a Republican. All right. Like, I'm harping on this stuff because we're moving into a crazy time in our, like, we keep moving into it. Like, it's like a warning bell that I can't stop ringing. Like, those sham investigations in the states that Trump lost, those sham investigations are meant not for this election, but for the next election. Already, they were calling the California recall a fraud before it even finished, before it even got started. They called it a fraud. Because anytime a Republican loses, they'll call it a fraud. Republicans don't engage in democracy anymore. They're engaged in naked power grabs. So they're not. If Republicans aren't on board with the Constitution anymore, who are they? What are they doing here if they're not on board with our Constitution? All right, well, I have one more thing, but it's kind of hard, and I don't know if I can do it. I didn't. So let's see. Benton weed. So in an unsealed indictment dated September 9th, prosecutors allege Jesse Benton conspired to illegally funnel thousands of dollars of foreign money from a Russian foreign national into the Republican campaign. In October 2016, right before the 2016 election, Benton received a $100,000 wire transfer from an unnamed Russian national. The indictment states, promising him that he would get to meet a celebrity at a fundraiser in Philadelphia on September 22nd, 2016. Prosecutors do not name the candidate, but former President Donald Trump was hosting a fundraiser that night at the Ritz-Carlton in Center City, Philadelphia. So basically, Benton received $100,000 to give to Donald Trump from Russia for his campaign. So read this again. An indictment was unsealed today in the District of Columbia, charging a Kentucky man and a Florida man, both one conspiracy to solicit and cause an illegal campaign contribution by a foreign national, effect a conduit contribution, and cause false records to be filed with the Federal Election Commission and related substantive offenses. offenses. According to court documents, Jesse Benton of Louisville, Kentucky, who previously worked as a campaign manager for 2 campaigns for U.S. Senate and 1 campaign for president, and Roy Douglas Doug Weed, 75, of Bonita Springs, Florida, who previously served as an advisor to multiple presidential campaigns, conspired together to solicit a political contribution from a Russian foreign national 1. As described in the indictment, Weed conveyed to foreign national 1 that he could meet political candidate 1, Trump, a candidate for president during 2016 elections, in exchange for a payment. So Weed would give a message to Trump from the Russians in exchange for $100,000. Shortly after Foreign National 1 committed to transfer funds, Benton reached out to individuals at Political Committee B, the National Party Committee for Trump, Republican candidate for Trump's political party. He then arranged for Foreign National 1 to meet, probably. I don't know. I don't have the rest of it. I mean, I have the whole thing right here. I have the whole indictment. Oh, wait, you don't have to see it. Hold on. Let me pull the PDF. PDF. Where is it? Sumatra. I have the whole thing here, right? The whole indictment. If you want to read the whole thing, it's like 19 pages. So yeah, basically, remember how everyone was saying that Russia was conspiring with Donald Trump to steal the 2016 elections? Well, these guys helped Russians funnel money into the Trump campaign. Why do you think they did that? Donald Trump was owned by the Russians. Like, I've been saying that for like 3 years. Donald Trump is owned by the Russians. All right. You know what? Here, I'm going to end this with an old poem that I haven't done in a long time. Oh, it's not here. I have to look it up. That's funny. I thought I had it up. Let me look it up real quick. I don't know where anything is anymore. I'm so lost. Like, why are you over there? Okay, so I'm doing a search through my documents to find it, but yeah. Isn't this nice? I'm pleased with the way the lights turned out. While you search there, I'm going to search over here. So we'll get 2 searches going. Okay. 2 searches. Man, this is weird. Okay. That's funny. My computer is searching for the line. Why? I'm searching for the name of a document, and instead of finding the document name, it's looking for like file directory names. Why would you look in directories? Oh no, that's the old one. I can't believe it. I thought I had it on my right there. Nope. 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 I should have dragged it here. Look at me. I feel dumb now. Oh, I found it on my own, way faster than what they were doing. It's so dumb, dude. Here, you still haven't found it yet. Nah. Okay. Sorry it took so long to figure it out. The word is sacred. Those who break it are fake kids who lack proof. They make hidden and blackened truth. In essence, they slur the gift God gave us, the word. To all the haters, the fakers, the naysayers, the super cool hipsters, too cool to picture scenes without players, for all those kids in daycare whose moms and pops are working hard for them to stay there. Now is my time to take the chair. These words I spit will deftly dare to hit the multi-billionaires dressed in Agent Morphin, wearing 16 feet of chain round wrists and feet. Don't stare. Their fists are pounding arid heat as fear-drenched words are filled, replete with an all-out economic fallout. Rounds about the dugout where Uncle Sam takes the lugs out. Drug felony equals timeout. Watch them spout blasphemies about God-sanctioned murder laid out like it was nothing. Please take the foot out of your mouth and stick it in your ass, you crass numbnut. Y'all got past when giving them brains out. Mount Shasta is a cool hangout for Zen monks and insane louts, but don't pout and dismiss the obvious case of a new rat race to replace freedoms with in-store credits. Yo, we got to check our heads for viruses. They drop logic bombs through wireless networks to keep people asleep and dead to the truth. But I break through defenses, security fences circumvented, crawling through ventilation ducts. Laser tripwire grids elevated to the sensitivity of race relations. Break with the pace, hack regulations, because I am a quantum in Newtonian agendas, uncovering disparities plaguing this nation like war and bad presidents. I know the score, here to represent more contradictions than the rebounded checks sent by government for corporate expense. Naysayers saying, change is slow, you should go home, just leave it alone. We'll call your cell phone when we're handing out bones. Can't you see you're too stoned? Adjust. Observed the hint of radiation. We have to adjust their splint messed up radio station. Tune into my variation of style. An advanced configuration that's wild like Ritalin to your inner child. Because for too long, these written words spoken unbroken to those motherfuckers who can't listen with patience. These words have been made into mere tinsel decorations on the mantles of fake kids. Oh, mired by images, clinging like jingles to brains, but into rhythm, I am resurrected. The womb intermission has come to fruition. Good luck wishes as I disembark. Spark up the joke, cause I'm leaving my mark. Percolating poetry and caffeinated flow. The knowledge I know ain't seen on daytime TV shows. Nah, I'm coming up quick with 2 scuffed elbows and a broken ass nose, because the poet is flagrant. He who spake it must make it with hacked youth, tray spins and chipped tooth. Our presence a surefire kick, so dogs hate us. We poets. Okay, thank you for hanging out and listening. And hang in there, America. Hang in there. It's like there's only one way we get to the future, and that's together. That's the only way we're gonna get there. It's the only way we can do it. So we got to identify those issues that are causing problems and get to communicating. I know there are some people out there who are so far gone that you can't do it, that you can't reason with them. Fine. Understand they can't be reasoned with, but remember, emotions emotions are still there. If you can't get to them through reason, try other ways. There's got to be another way. Okay. Gotta try to practice what I preach. So until next time, America, I'm out. Pogokura out. Peace. Done. Stop. Where'd it go?